much, Nooklings. Now, carrying on with the sort of more chill video aspect that I've been doing recently, whilst I finish a really big project, I wanted to do something that it's one of those, I kind of do it when I don't have anything else to draw. I don't do it a lot, it's just one of these things that I've sort of semi got into the habit of doing, and that is creating hybrids. Now, part of the reason why I was a bit hesitant to share this thing with you is because, as I've said plenty of times, I'm not the best at art. I'm just winging it, completely self-taught, and these can turn out pretty janky, but some of them do turn out quite cute. And this guy Micah I did quite some time ago. When did I do him? 2022. So yeah, polar bear crossed with a red panda. Still really happy with how he came out. Now, there is a reason behind these hybrids, but for now, let's just get into the artwork and we'll talk about it there.
First of all, I need to apologise for the fan in the background. We've got a busker outside at the minute, so it's a case of close the window and put the fan on. But I thought I'd make my life a little bit easier with these particular hybrids by using the Spin the Wheel app. However, it did not go quite as I'd hoped. Certainly when I knocked the microphone, spun insect, and I did a Google search and quickly had to come away from that because the images were just way too creepy. Too many spiders and too many other things, and I just couldn't do it. So I decided to switch those out, and I used birders instead. I think I actually spun it a second time and got birds, but that is why there was the poll a little while back that was parrots or birds of prey, because I thought parrots would be fun just because of how colourful they are, but I love birds of prey as well, so it's just a case of which one to use, and birds of prey won out on that one. So for the polar farmyard animal, I chose reindeer because I know reindeer are kept in herds. There's herds in Scotland, and they are used for their meat and their coats. And for the bird, I chose the harpy eagle, which if I remember from my research is found in the Amazon. I haven't got the information in front of me at the minute, but yeah, I did specifically search for birds found in the rainforest, and that's why I chose them. These guys are actually huge. I hadn't realised quite how big they are, but the other thing I wanted to focus on for this video was my poses, because these guys are anthropomorphic. I know Micah sort of had a sort of feral form as well as an anthropomorphic one, but part of the reason why I use these guys, or create these guys I should say, is for my book series where Charlie's from. So this is back on Backdoor. Charlie is what's known as a half-breed because he is half human, half anthropomorphic wolf, and then you have the hybrids, which are basically, self-explanatory, minimum of 2 different species. I will go more into detail about that at another time, but this particular series, I've spent a lot of time rebuilding the world. Again, something I will get into more detail when I come to write that. And because of that, I haven't figured out where these guys fit, if any of these guys will fit into it, or if I'll just create completely different characters. I'm not sure yet, so yeah, only time will tell as to whether or not these guys actually make an appearance in any of the stories. Again, this is something I have a series planned out, but it's sort of very different from your sort of usual fantasy series. This one I've got planned for being, rather than necessarily following the same character throughout multiple books. There might be like the odd one or two where you have a recurring character, but for the most part it's just going to be set during different timelines of the world, and so yeah, just following different characters all the time. This guy was fairly easy to colour because, you know, it's just simple natural colours, nothing too vibrant, and merging the different colours from the reindeer and from the harpy eagle were fairly straightforward. But I'm going to stop waffling for a minute and let you guys enjoy the colouring process. This next hybrid is the reason for my hyperfocus the other week. So I got a list of tribes that are found on Backdoor. In the beginning, like the first couple of books, there's only really 6 mentioned: wolf, fox, bear, leopard, deer and magpie. But I had a list of the next few that were to be sort of mentioned in stories. It was an idea for something else, but that's neither here nor there. But I could not find it. I had to go hunting for it because it was driving me crackers. I did find it in the end, and I was going to use 2 of the tribes from this list. However, because these ones are a bit more obscure, I just decided that I'd stick with one of the originals and add one of the others. And for this, I decided on the Kodiak bear, which is one of the subspecies of brown bear. If I remember correctly, it is the largest of the brown bear species. And I decided to throw in a parrot because I'd been thinking about parrots for the first one. And part of the reason for that was occasionally when I do these hybrids, I will do like the majority of the animal features will be from one species only, and then I will use the coloration of the other, and that's sort of the only distinguishing feature from that other species. And yeah, I thought this was going to be a really good idea to do it with a parrot. However, I chose as the parrot the rainbow lorikeet, and the issue with that was the colour scheme. You'll see what I mean in a minute when I get to that, but it did not turn out well. Again, I was focusing on the pose. I had a very specific pose in mind for this drawing, and I wanted them to be sort of crouched down holding a staff, almost like they're going tracking, that kind of thing. But I could not find a decent reference, so I had to kind of mash a few things together, which is not good for me because, as I've said, I'm not great at drawing, but I did my best. But things started going wrong when I'd finished the initial human sketch and then made it into the animal, starting off with making the head far too small and ending up making the head too big, and the limbs are kind of weird lengths. It just not my favourite at all. And when I outlined the eyes, they just went really I don't know what happened there. They just went so wonky. Some of the lines I put in are sort of like fur texture. For me, that helps me distinguish certain areas of whatever it is I'm drawing. I know it's not ideal, it's just the way I work, and for some reason in this instance it just looks terrible, but yeah, I did my best. To the colouring for this one, as you saw, we are on shades of green, orange, yellow and blue. Obviously on the lorikeet it looks stunning, but I think part of the issue is obviously where I couldn't match the colours as closely as I would have liked, but also translating them onto this character didn't work as well as I'd hoped. She ends up looking like a Muppet, you know. I think particularly where the hands aren't the best. I've got some ideas. I think I would like to revisit this at some point, because this is actually quite a fun combination, something I've not done before. So yeah, I think somewhere later on down the line I may do this one again, maybe choose a different pose, we shall just see. And I was actually going to leave it here. I was just going to give up and just go, you know, I've done what I could, end the video here, and that would have been that. But honestly, I could not leave it with this disaster. I needed to try and redeem myself, so that's what I hope I did. On to the final design. This one I really hoped I could redeem myself on. Whether or not I did that, time will tell. I feel like I did, actually. And I chose the doll, which is the Asiatic wild dog, and a pangolin for the combination. And yeah, I think it actually did turn out super cute, and I can actually envision this character sort of hanging out of trees and stuff. So he will probably make it into a book. When that will happen, I don't know. As I mentioned, this project is quite away from me carrying on with it. I'd really like to, but I need to focus on one at a time. Once the one I'm working on is finished, I will have another look, see how I feel like it's progressing, and if I can actually continue with it or not. I feel like I can, just yeah, it needs a few kinks working out. Nothing too major, I don't think. I think I've worked most things out at this point. Just one or two things that yeah, need adjustments, tweaking or whatever. But that's enough waffling for now, and I'm just going to let you guys enjoy the rest of the drawing process for this one.
I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH, country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? Or just breathing? Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH, country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? Flashing red lights, driving at night, windowless ride, feeling alive. Nothing in sight, forever in flight. Follow those lines, we'll make it this time. Blurry street lights, work as a guide to memories that we'll make it tonight. Oh yeah, we'll make it tonight. Yeah. I'll do anything that I feel like I wanna do. I'm living life like I got nothing left to prove. No end in sight, just always staying on the move. I'll go all night if that's just what I gotta do. Life's too short to care about what you can't afford. They wanna be like by everybody in sight, but trust me, being free ain't spotlights. No, it's long nights and it's long fights with yourself all the time to get your mind right. But if you put in the work, you can find the light. Alright, I'll do anything that I feel like I wanna do. I'm living life like I got nothing left to prove. No end in sight, just always staying on the move. I'll go all night if that's just what I gotta do. Life's too short to care about what you can't afford. Memories are in what you explore, so just don't be ignored. Go ask for more, go ask for more. 'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? I'll just breathe in. 'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? I'll just breathe in.
So yeah, they didn't turn out the best. Certainly one in particular, but this is them. The reindeer and the harpy eagle, quite happy with that. As I mentioned, you know, I was kind of working on poses a bit more than anything else. The Kodiak lorikeet, just no. I think, because I do want to revisit this concept, I quite like the idea, but I think what I'm going to do next time is like maybe keep more of the, well, keep the brown of the Kodiak in the design and maybe like only use 2 of the parrot's colours rather than all of them, because I think she just looks like a Muppet and that's all there is to it. But the last one, I am really happy with him and he did kind of save the day. That is the pangolin cross with the doll. This is probably the only one that will make it into story form. I don't know yet. We shall just have to see what happens. As I mentioned, a lot of these books aren't fully plotted out, fully planned out or anything like that. So yeah, we'll just see how it goes. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to stay uniquely you. And I will catch you Nooklings next time.